In 2001, that was a tough year, and our business wiped us out financially.
Filing bankruptcy is actually the hardest thing I've ever done.
And we felt really, really ashamed about it.
The worst part is it's completely against my morals. And most of all, I feel I let my family down. I mean, I let our beautiful house go, and losing the business itself that I worked basically almost my whole entire life to have and pass on. It's real tough.
We're afraid that we could overspend again, we could get in that position, and we don't want that to happen.
She manages the checkbook, and we pay the bills one at a time. That's all we can do.
We need help saving money, putting money in a college fund for the kids. Where, is it okay to take a vacation? I think we have a hard time justifying anything extra.
You're trying to raise kids, and you're trying to give them the best schooling, the best education, live in a nice neighborhood with nice friends and nice neighbors. And you work as hard as you can to get all these things, but the problem is you can't enjoy them because you're working too hard to keep the things. What am I going to do? It seems like it's a vicious beast. Finances is always a vicious beast that you just can't get away from.
Not fun, but both of you grew up in hectic lifestyles as well, right?
Yeah.
And you learn what you live.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you see that being mirrored. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think that you guys, like so many people in America, have absolutely been suckered by the marketing machine.
Yes.
You have been suckered into a lifestyle that doesn't make any sense, overextends you emotionally, financially, and all because you've been programmed by the marketing machine that this is what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to have, what your kids are supposed to do and have. How many of you relate to what they're saying? If you've been in that same chaos, raise your hand. Raise it real high. So I said, all right, that's just about everybody. Close. Well over half. Now, what I want to talk to you about is what I call re-engineering your life. That's living by design. And the hardest thing to do is to admit that what you're doing is not working and that you're willing to change it. You've got to be absolutely willing to change it. And as Stephen Covey says, you got to begin with the end in mind. So I want you to tell me what it is you really want. At the other end of this re-engineering, what do you want?
I want a 40-hour work week,
All right.
8 to 5, have evenings off, and have time to vacation, and have money in the bank, and not have any worries.
That would be success for you. What do you want?
A lot of the same as her, most of the same as her, but also, for my kids not to have to go through what I'm doing. I mean, I learned from my family, and I don't want them learning from me. I want them to have an easier life.
Because you're modeling it for them, right?
Absolutely.
Both of you. And you look at them, they're stressed.
Yeah.
I mean, the little girl crying all of the time, and I know she doesn't cry all the time, but there is tension
Yes.
there and resistance. Do you agree with what I'm getting ready to say? You don't solve money problems with money.
Absolutely.
Do y'all get that? What I was saying, you don't solve money problems with money. Because I guarantee you, I could come in and pay all of your bills off, do everything exactly, get it down to zero where you are, flush even. I'd come back in 6 months. If you didn't change your lifestyle, you would be right back in the same position you're in right now. All right, so you got to be willing to change something. And you gave me a new definition for success, but you've also got to be willing in a re-engineering plan is to start making choices based on reality instead of guilt.
Okay.
Do you make choices based on guilt?
Yes.
Power of language is really important. You've got to change your language in all of this. Because both of you have used a lot of dramatic words. You said, we have to do this. We can't do that. I ask you, what can you not give up? You look me right in the eye and says, we can't give up our lizard.
Well, that's because it's Dakota's. I'd feel guilty asking him to give that up.
Why do you need a lizard?
I don't want the lizard. Dakota wants the lizard.
But who's running this deal, Dakota or you?
We are.
I can't go out. I cannot find my bearded dragon. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.